Hello, this is Pastor Cal, and today we're going to do another drawing lesson. This time, we're going to draw something that's a little fishy. Do you have an idea of what I may be drawing? Well, use your imagination, and as we start putting lines on a piece of paper, you see if you can guess what I'm drawing. It's real important that you follow along, and you can watch this over and over again till you understand some of the tips that I'm giving. You won't get it the first time. I'm going to draw pretty fast today. But if you keep practicing and keep watching and looking, you can be able to learn to draw too. So let's go. Put on your imagination and let's take a dive drawing together with Pastor Cal. Something fishy. Well, what we drew the other day, just to review, the first lesson that I did is I drew a picture of a horse. And I encourage you to go to the art lessons that we've been doing online, kids. And that's a horse. See that? Isn't that fun? We drew all kinds of fun things. See that? See that? Isn't that amazing? You can learn to draw this horse if you watch the first lesson that we did. So the next lesson that we did, we drew a duck. And this duck was something that we did out of ovals. We did all kinds of ovals. See all the ovals? Ovals are like the shape of an egg. See that? Pretty fun, pretty fun. We drew it real quick. Art can be so much fun. And so today, I said we're going to draw something a little bit fishy. Well, here we go. What kind of fish do you think I'm going to do? Well, I would give you a hint here. We'll start with something that is in the water. It's a big fish. It's a huge fish. Oh, I broke my pencil lead right off the bat. Don't want to break you. Gotta have sharp pencils when you draw. Just regular old pencils and papers. All right. And I make noises when I draw. Do you see what I'm going to draw here? You got an idea, right? This past year, I had an opportunity to go down to Eleuthera, which is an island down in the Bahamas. And we were swimming out there. We also ended up seeing some amazing animals. And do you get an idea of what I'm drawing right now? Do you have an idea? Makes noise. If it was on land, it'd probably make noises like that. See that? The boys, I think, will like this drawing more. See the sharp teeth? How many know what I'm drawing already? That's a shark, I think. And a shark has a fin. Boom. Boom. I like to make noises when I draw. I saw a lot of shark when I was down there. I was fishing, you know, kids, and when we caught some fish, when we got to shore, after we butchered up the fish that we wanted, we threw the fish into the water. And do you know what? The big old sharks came up. Sharks longer than me. And they ended up grabbing the food. I was actually hanging the meat in the water. And then I didn't want to get bit, so I dropped the meat in there. It was fun. But I wouldn't recommend swimming with sharks. Okay, look at the little eyes, beady little eyes of a shark. What kind of shark do you think this is? Sharks are animals that they have cartilage for bones. And what I'm doing right here, I'm drawing the gills. It's the slots that the water comes out of. When the shark swims, the water goes in his mouth there. Sharks are pretty easy to draw. Got to make sure you have the right fins in the right places. And then This is another shark again on the other side as he's swimming through the water. I'm going to try to draw slow, but I have a hard time drawing slow. So you're just going to have to watch me do this and then afterwards go, okay, I'm going to watch him do it several times. Now that we put the shark in the water, I'm going to start shading. And when I'm shading near the top because sharks are this shark is sort of like black. See, and I'm shading with a pencil back and forth. All right. And then because we use our finger, I get all dirty when I draw. I rub my finger on it. See there? It makes it look like it's shaped that way. And then also we've got some other shade, that dark fin on top. Wonder what kind of shark this is. Some of you probably would know. It looks a lot like a bull shark to me. Not a bull shark with horns on it, but it's one of these sharks that are sort of dangerous. Okay, I'm shading down here. Shading. See that? I make him look round because I put shading on him. You see how I just scribble these lines further apart, but then when I move my finger across there, it makes it darker. And then on the side, the bottom here, is going to make some shadow down here. Maybe it's a great white. I don't know. There's lots of different kinds of sharks in the ocean. Lots of different kinds of sharks. Do you like to go fishing? You know, yesterday I actually took one of my grandchildren fishing, Hayden. We caught some fish. It was really a lot of fun. You ought to ask your mom or dad to take you fishing sometime. Take you fishing. But if you won't catch a shark around here, will you? Because there's no sharks here. They only live in the ocean. They don't live in Lake Michigan or any of the lakes we go swimming. So you never have to be afraid of sharks when you're swimming around here. Now, when you're swimming in the ocean, you got to watch out for sharks. But usually they have lifeguards there that are sort of watching when sharks are around. See how I'm doing this? Just quickly scribbling in here, making like that. To the fin here. You know the sharks don't have bones? So if you're eating a shark, you wouldn't choke on a bone, would you? But sharks have something called cartilage. It's sort of like what you got in your nose. You know, your nose will bend a little bit. Mine's pretty big here, but when you bend it here, that soft little thing in the middle, that's cartilage. And that's what sharks have instead of bones. But it allows them to move real quick. I'm going to make the tips of this shark really dark. I don't know. See the tip of his tail? Make it dark like that. You don't have to worry too much about doing things exactly. You can do it the way you want to. You know. So how do you think I know how to draw a shark? The reason I know how to draw a shark is because I look at sharks a lot. I like sharks. I like to read about them in books and things like that. And I like to see sometimes when you watch certain programs, you can see about sharks. They're a fascinating animal. Sharks are really fast. There's lots of different kinds of sharks in the world. Just like there's different kinds of people. Lots of shark. Now, the teeth. See that? I made jaggy teeth here. See that? Sharks have lots of teeth in their mouth. Lots of teeth in their mouth. They got a lot of powerful bite. All right. Now, just because we draw a shark in the water, that isn't much fun just drawing a shark. What do you think a shark eats? Do you think a shark eats fish? So let's draw a fish here. You don't have to worry about too much other than draw a little bit of something that looks a little bit like a fish, and he's running away, and then there's another one. Woo! Maybe there's a bunch of them, and he's trying to get those fish. See that? I'm not drawing all the detail because your imagination fills in all the detail. You think, woo, he's chasing that. All right, in the ocean, let's say that there's waves on top of the ocean here. Woo, and then the waves of the ocean. I go like lines like that. Okay, and then I'll shade a little bit here. Design. I don't even have to worry or plan too much. I just draw a little. It's like different shades, and then I go like that, and there, and then down here. Shall we have something at the bottom of the ocean? Maybe the water is shallow here. What do you think is on the bottom of the ocean? Maybe there's some coral. Coral is sort of like wiggly stuff that comes up like that. It's got little dots on it. I've done some scuba diving or snorkeling, and all kinds of amazing things are in the ocean. There's things that look like brain coral. Looks like a brain there. See that? And you notice that I don't have to make it. I don't worry too much about if it looks perfectly like it, as long as you use your imagination and do things, and you'll go, yeah, that's probably good. The main thing you're looking at is the shark. So you can do things like maybe draw a rock. Here's a rock underneath the water. It's on the bottom. And what do you think would be next to a rock? Maybe a lobster, right? So I draw a little lobster. Whiskers there. Whiskers here. Think that a shark would eat a lobster? I think he would, but mainly he's chasing after those fish. See that? And then the lobster, I'm going to give him some pinchers. Pinchers. He's putting another one up there. It's a Maine lobster because, you know, the kind of lobsters in the Bahamas don't have pinchers like that. They're spiny lobsters. All right, and so here I am. I'm going to make the water down here maybe darker. It's nice to have contrast in things. Right, see that? Once you have a picture, you can make nice contrast. Contrast, it means it's dark and light, dark and light. The more you can have contrast, the better your pictures look. It makes it pop. Okay? It makes it pop. See that? Makes it almost look real, doesn't it? And if there's dark right there in the background, then you want to have light in front of it so that you can see it. You don't always have to draw a line. You could just draw contrast, like have the edge of dark meet up to the light, and then you imagine a line. So I'll do the same thing here. He's got underneath his chin, you see that's light, and an artist can just make sure that has some contrast. I really like to draw. I'm liking drawing with you. A lot of fun. All right, here we're going to put some seaweed. Seaweed. Seaweed's easy to draw. It's just like grass. See all this grass here? Grass. Maybe some seaweed here. Sand. Little rocks down there. All right, now, you see the fin of the shark? It's really sticking out of the water. I want to make it look like it's sticking out of the water. So the trick is I erase across where I drew the line, and it makes it because water distorts a little bit, and they make a little wiggle, boom, a little splashy. It's going through the water. Now a little bit of a dark across that. See, it looks a little bit real, doesn't it? Real. Now, do you think that and also I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to make a little bit of a swoosh right across the shark, seeing the thing, the waves, like it's changing the way it looks because it's under the water. Same thing here. I'm going to draw a little bit of that. See, the water's distorting that. And then I'm going to draw a little more contrast here from the tip of that shark. Okay. Cool. We got a shark going here. Now, I want to end up drawing, what else could be in a scene like that? You could have an island out here, right? Here's an island in the distance, right? And the island can be in the ocean. Way over there, and that island's got shaded dark here. It's got some things here. And then there could be another island that's closer. And this one is so close that you can see the palm trees. See the palm trees here? Making little palm trees. I'm having so much fun. Are you having fun drawing? Using your imagination and drawing is such a fun thing to do. Usually I just make up whatever I draw. Just make it up. Use your imagination. Then we make some more stuff here. Another palm tree, another palm tree. And again, because we can, out in the distance here, we're going to put some clouds. Oh, just a wiggly cloud like that. And then in the background, I slightly shade here and wiggle my thing like that. And maybe another line like that, a little wiggle. I'm having fun drawing something fishy. Okay, I think at this point, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make things a little bit darker just so that you can see it more clearly. And that fin sticking out of the water, I'm making that darker because I think it will pop more. Make it pop. You know what I'm going to do? If you end up sharing these things that I'm doing, these lessons, and you send me a like, or you say a post that says, I like that, then the one who ends up, I'm going to pick one of you and be able to give you some of these pictures I've drawn. Maybe I can give you one of the ducks, or the horse, or the shark picture. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Be a lot of fun. And then we could have, let me see. I'm just going to make a little bit, erase across here and here. Well, I think that that's about almost all I'm going to do on this shark. Almost what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to put my name down here because you always sign your work, right? It's important to sign your work. And it's called a signature. And here it goes. My name is Pastor Cal for you kids, but my whole name is Calvin Bergsma. Calvin Bergsma. And that's what my dad and mom named me. What did your mom and dad name you? And you have to sign your pictures with your name. That was a C, a fancy C, and an A, and that's an L, and then a B, and then I make a big dot like that for that I, and then swoop down there, the N, and then B, and I put two little marks underneath there. That means that I'm the second. My dad's name was Calvin too. So we've got all this stuff down here, and look here, and I'm just going to shade a little bit here just for the contrast and make this just a little bit darker. Contrast is everything. Don't be afraid to push hard in certain areas of your picture. When you're done, you go, is that dark enough? It does it. Because if it's all soft in one color, you can't really see shapes and stuff. All right? There. I think that's a shark. A fishy story, right? And so I'm going to bring it up nice and close for you to see. See the fish? He's moving and the shark's coming through the water. A little bit scary, right? But you don't have to be afraid. Fear is not good. I'm not afraid of sharks as long as I treat it respect. I don't go in the water with the sharks, and therefore I'm not afraid of them. In fact, if ever you're afraid, you have to make sure you end up remembering the Bible verse that says, what time I am afraid, I will put my trust in God. Right? Putting your trust in God takes away fear. Just gonna, his eye, make him stick out a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that was fun. That was fun. Until next time.